Hey everyone, I've been watching a whole bunch of old Ashens and Phalus videos, looking at all their like bootleg Masters of the Universe stuff, and I was thinking about, I have some bootleg Masters of the Universe stuff, and well, mostly it's stuff that's just kind of similar, but it's not technically Masters of the Universe. It's not Mattel or He-Man related. So yeah, I want to do a video going over some of that stuff I have. First up, how about here we got this Masters of the Universe style Mumra. Gonna move my light a little bit here. Oh yeah, that works about. Okay, so here we got, yeah, Masters of the Universe style Mumra. This is pretty cool. I found this guy at the comic book store. One of his horns was falling off, but I was able to glue it back on, and man, that was some really nice glue. It's very solid now. I can do this and not feel worried that it's gonna break off or anything. It's got a rubber cape here, that's nice. Legs don't really move too well. They're pretty stiff on there. The arms move okay. The arms move just fine. The head, it moves a little bit. It's kind of hindered by all the stuff he has on him. But yeah, so there's Mumra. I don't have any of the other He-Man style Thundercats figures they did. Kind of surprised they only did that one run. This was, I think, from Super 7? What's his foot say? Oh, Funko. Huh. Okay. Okay, I guess Funko did these. Kind of weird that Funko, like, yeah, people forget that Funko is, like, they can do quality stuff when they feel like it. It's just, most of the time, they don't seem to. Okay, next up, this next one, these aren't really rip-offs or bootlegs. What I think was going on with these particular figures, Black Star is the let's see, He-Man. The Filmation He-Man was a big hit for Mattel, and Filmation themselves were like, oh, what other stuff do we have that we can make into toys and like keep it for ourselves and not have to go through Mattel? And so yeah, we got Black Star, the kind of sort of precursor to He-Man. I got a couple more of these fellas in here somewhere. There they are. So here we got these two guard fellas. I'm gonna put my light down. Okay, there, that I think works pretty good. Okay, now these guys have kind of a unique thing. They have a little switch on the back. You spin it, and he lights up. It's kind of hard to get this to go. So, let's see. I don't know what this guy's name is. I don't know if he's even actually in the show. I think he might have just been a generic design for the toy line or something. Anyway, articulation's about the same as what you'd expect from Masters of the Universe. Arms swivel. Waist doesn't move because that feature gets in the way. His head kind of swivels. It's really stiff. It's really stuck on there. Legs are very rubbery. I think they're they're held in by like an elastic band of some kind, and yeah, very rubbery, very bouncy. And here we got this fella here, whose feature unfortunately does not work because something in there is broken. You can actually lift up this thing, so I don't know if maybe it plugs into something, or what the story is, but yeah. Also, there's some little things on his back that looks like he had a cape, but it got ripped off or something. His face kind of looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. Oh, this sucks. Yeah, it looks like Butthead. Oh, and this guy, he had a helmet originally, which is missing now, unfortunately. This guy also, I think, came with a helmet to cover his ugly face here. This guy doesn't look so bad without the helmet, but yeah, this guy, he kind of looks like he might need it. Alright, next up, oh, how about this guy? The Black Star figures, the good guys all came with these little Smurf-like things, Trobbits, and the bad guys all came with these little gremlin-looking things. I think they were called demons. Was that what they called these? I don't remember what they actually, if they called these demons or whatever. So I got this little orange one, and I remember seeing a green one who was just this exact same sculpt, but he was colored green. I don't remember where I saw that. I think it might have been at a flea market or something, but I didn't get him. So I just have this one lone demon, no friends, poor guy. You could use a Trobbit maybe to cheer him up. And so here we got, I think this guy's name was Clone. He was one of the main characters of Black Star, and his thing was he could transform into other characters. He was a shapeshifter. Love that face there. That's a really nice face. He looks like Elrond from the old Hobbit cartoon, doesn't he? Anyway, I'm missing one of his arms, but luckily I have one of his, like, transforming arms. He could transform into, I think it was called Cloud Cat or something. So you have, like, a kind of a paw there. And then, yeah, his other limbs pop off. You replace them with the Cloud Cat pieces. So that's kind of an innovative thing. I like that. That's a cool feature. It's kind of similar to what He-Man toys would do. Let's see, he too has this little switch on his back, but it's broken. Oh, and like that butthead looking guy, it, like, pops up. So, I don't know, was that a thing some of these could do? They could, like, pop up or something? Was there a reason? Oh, and it looks like there's a plug on his butt there for a tail, maybe? I thought that was, like, for a screw, but I can, like, see through it to the front of his, like, translucent body. So, yeah, that's, I guess a tail hole. Anyway, this guy has a big rip on the back of his head. That's unfortunate, but otherwise he's in good shape. I don't know if his head could, like, pop off. Maybe that's how it got ripped on the back here. Whatever, anyway. Cool guy. Wish I could find his other arm. But yeah, I never see these anymore, unfortunately. And here we got this fella here. I remember finding this guy years ago at a flea market, and I thought he was, like, just the coolest frickin' thing ever. Look at him. He is such a weird character. I didn't know what this thing was. I didn't know what it was from. He has the loincloth there, so I thought, like, is he some kind of really weird-looking He-Man toy? But, no, oh, his arm kind of came off. Pop it back on there. Now, let's see. I saw on the back it said Filmation, but I didn't see a toy company anywhere, so I didn't know, like, so is he, like, some kind of giveaway He-Man thing? No, it turns out he is a Black Star character, and he's got the same, like, very rubbery legs that Butthead one, or, I mean, well, Butthead did too, but this guy also had, like, rubbery legs. They feel very similar on this guy. Let's see, head movement's kind of hindered because he has hair come down the back of him that kind of stops his head from moving around. He doesn't have that light-up switch thing, but he has a hole on his back. So I don't know if something's supposed to plug into that or something. Alright, next up, here we got the Warlord. I found this guy at the comic book store a while ago. I was gonna get the bad guy too, but he was like 40 bucks, and he was missing pieces. Warlord here, I think, has most of his pieces. He's got his cape here, which is nice. That's usually missing. He's got both wings on his helmet. Those are pretty fragile. Look like they could fall off pretty easily. No weapons, unfortunately, but oh well. Still, he's a really nice-looking little fella. I like him. He fits right in with the He-Man characters. He's got, like, same body type and everything. The aesthetic even is, like, similar. Like, I could put him up in my Grayskull. I used to have him displayed in my Castle Grayskull that I have sitting up there. You can see the back of it there. So anyway, this fella here, let's see. Oh yeah, based on a DC comic book. That was how they got away with this. This was, let's see, a Remco figure. Remco did figures based on the DC comic Warlord, and I think they even included Warlord comics in with the figures boxes. Mattel had a bit of an issue with these guys, but then, because these were based on pre-existing characters from a comic, technically, they were okay. Although I don't think all of these guys are from the comic. I think some of these guys are their own original creations. Here we got this cool-looking thingamajig, two-headed dragon. Oh, you know, looks a little bit like Zack and Wheezy from Dragon Tales, doesn't it? Anyway, let's see. Head, very rubbery. The other Warlord figures don't have nearly this rubbery a head. But yeah, this fella does, for some reason. Let's see. Color is consistent all throughout the body. That's something that a lot of He-Man knockoffs apparently messed up really bad, is they just had completely mismatched colors. Oh, and a weird thing, the back of his loincloth is completely flat. I don't know what's going on there. I have some other ones. They don't have butts like that. They have, like, just normal butts. So what's with this guy? And I was wondering, well, he is a dragon. Were they going to have a tail? Was there going to be a hole there that they put a tail on, but then they, like, decided not to for whatever reason? Weird choice. I'm not sure what exactly was going on there. Really weird. I love the way the legs move on these Warlord figures from Remco. And the material just overall on these Remco figures, I think, is better, actually, than on a lot of the He-Man toys. The one issue, though, that I've noticed is these old Remco figures, when I dug these out of the closet, they were very sticky. Any rubber parts, very sticky. Not the head. The head, surprisingly, not sticky at all, despite how, like, very soft rubbery it is. But the legs are still kind of gooey, even after washing them. Okay, next up, here's the first... I think this is one of the very first action figures I ever found and bought myself at a yard sale. Here we got this Triceratops fella. Not a very rubbery head. It doesn't want to move at all. I used to be able to move it a little bit, but it's hardened over the years, apparently. Anyway, nice colors on this guy. I like the head sculpt. It's really cool. He's screaming, ah! Let's see, Remco, 1982. He's got his boots on. Nothing really to say about this guy. I like him, but yeah, he's just kind of standard, generic Masters of the Universe type of character. And then here we got this fella. Now this guy I really liked because he looks kind of like Vulture Man from Thundercats, and so that's kind of what I wanted him to be. Nothing much to say about this bird guy here. Kind of surprised he doesn't have wings, or, I don't know, maybe originally he had, like, a clip-on thing to make him look like he had wings, but, yeah, as is, nope. Still looks really cool. And you know, the really weird thing with this guy, I used to have two of him. This isn't the original one that I owned. There was actually another one that I found first, and then I found this guy, and I took the other one to the comic book store and sold him. But yeah, very strange that I actually was able to find two of these Remco Warlord figures, like the same figures, and like they had a bunch of them. Like this isn't even half the line, I don't think. I think they had, I don't even know how many characters they had. They had a ton of them. So how weird is it to find two of the same bird guy? Especially since I can't frickin' find too many, like, bootleg knockoff He-Man toys in my entire life. Let's see. I have this box here with a couple more, and then there's only, like, I think maybe two other ones that I don't have anymore because they fell apart years ago and I don't have the pieces anymore. There was, I always thought it was a wrestler. He was, like, kind of in a stereotypical Native American getup. He had a mohawk. He had a white shirt with a red tomahawk on it. And then, let's see, I can't remember what else was going on with him. But I remember that, so I always assumed he was a wrestler of some sort, but whenever I try to look up, like, Native American-themed wrestler, Indian-themed wrestler, wrestler with a mohawk, nothing comes up. I can't find any information. I try looking up wrestler, tomahawk, logo, symbol, whatever. Still nothing, so I don't know who that guy was. And then the other one was a really weird figure. Let's see, the head, I think, was based off of Huck from Galaxy Warriors. He has the Viking helmet, he has the beard. It was a black beard, though, on this figure. And his body was blue, black loincloth, and silver arms and legs, from what I remember. And here's the weird thing with him. You could flip his head around, and the other side of his head is a skull. That's pretty weird. I really wish I had saved the pieces of that guy, because it fell apart when I was little. It was a very cheap, terrible figure. It was only like $1 or something. Made years after Galaxy Warriors. This was well into the 90s. But yeah, it fell apart. I have no idea where the pieces went, unfortunately. I really wish I could find that, because maybe somebody would know what it is. Okay, moving on. Here we got another thing. It's not exactly a bootleg figure, but it's definitely inspired by Masters of the Universe. here we got, I think this guy's name is Twitch. Very stiff swivels on this guy. Let's see, this guy was, oh, he was made by Mattel. So kind of surprising he's not, yeah, more like a typical Masters of the Universe figure. Anyway, yeah, this fella was from Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 had some Masters of the Universe representation, kinda. He doesn't really look like any specific figure, but you can tell that's what they were going for with him, as a Masters of the Universe style of character. He's got a chest harness on that I can't imagine does anything. He's got these antennas, which seem like they'd be pretty easy to break. I could definitely see a little kid having this, and yeah, those antennas being long gone. Let's see, head articulation. The weird thing, he's got a neck. So there's like a gap between his head and his body. That's kind of a weird choice. I'm not really sure what exactly they were going for. The other weird thing with this guy, he's got like sculpted joints that don't actually move, which I guess is a thing on some Toy Story toys. I used to have a Buzz Lightyear with like some joints that were sculpted on, but they didn't actually move, and that just kind of confused me as a kid. I was like, what's the point? So on his like little mandibles here, you can see like a little joint thing that makes it look like he's supposed to be able to move his little mandibles around, but it's just sculpted on. You can't actually do that. And then same with his elbows, wrists, and knees, and probably his ankles too, because it's a little thinner around there. Anyway, he does have wings, and that's kind of cool. It's kind of similar to a character like Buzz-Off or something with the wings. No waist movement. It would probably be hindered anyway because it's not quite, like, even there. But yeah, cool guy. I was happy to get this, and I actually did find another one of these guys at a flea market once. I was gonna get it, but I don't think I did. If I did, I sold it because I don't have it in my collection anywhere. Okay, and then we finally get to, like, the true rip-off figures here. And unfortunately, I have no idea who they are, where they came from, or anything. So first up, I'll talk about these two figures. Now, this green ninja guy I got when I was a kid because I was a big Power Rangers fan, and he reminded me of like the ninja outfits they got in Season 3, and there was no green Ninja Ranger, but I found this, and I kind of treated this like a green Ninja Ranger. So, yeah, he's got looks like an Executioner mask on, generic Galaxy Warrior muscle body. I think this is like a Galaxy Warrior body, or a generic, like, wrestler body, or something. Got the generic muscle arms there, got the loincloth, straight legs, which is unusual. And one of the Ashens videos, he showed a figure very quickly who had like tall straight legs, but they weren't articulated. This guy isn't very articulated either. They're on ball joints or something and can't really move that well. When I was a kid and I first got this, I didn't know the legs could move at all. I remember I took it out of the box or whatever. I moved the arms, I moved the waist around. I could move the head a little bit, really stiff, but the legs would not move. But then we had an old car out front. I left this guy in the glove box, and one day, like, I took it out, and it was really, really hot out. So this figure was, like, cooking in the car all day, and I was so surprised. Holy crap, the legs move! And, yeah, so apparently they were just put on way too tight or something. Oh, and one of the legs fell off once, and I could not for the life of me get it back on there. It would not go back on. But then I remembered that hot day, so I left it in the car once in summer, and then I took the leg out later, and then it popped right back on. Awesome moment in dork history. And there was a weird thing with this guy. There's no, like, marking on this guy anywhere that says, like, a company name on his leg. It says Made in China. But there was this little, like, bump on his back here. And I'm wondering if maybe something originally was written there? It's kind of rubbed off now, but yeah, that's really weird, and I always wondered if that meant anything. Okay, now we got this other weird fella here. Not really sure what his story is. I got this guy years ago at a dollar store around here. He's got the same straight legs, and they're even the same sculpt. There's a lot of little details that are the same. The only difference is it doesn't say made in China on it. Instead, this guy has China written on his back here, right where the Sun Gold logo would have gone on a Galaxy Warrior figure. Let's see, the arms are the same as this green ninja guy. Pretty much the entire body exactly the same, except for the loincloth. The loincloths are different. This guy has more of a He-Man Masters of the Universe style one, and this guy has, like, I think these are the kind of trunks they would use for wrestler figures. Oh, speaking of which, I have a wrestler figure here. I'll talk about that in a little bit. First up, I want to talk about this face here. What is this thing? With the hair? I kind of wondered, was this intended to be Lion-O from Thundercats? Is that the idea with this guy? Is this guy supposed to be Lion-O? There was actually a Lion-O Galaxy Hole figure Phalos talked about. It was really crappy looking, though. Like, it was just, they kind of threw the paint at it and were like, good enough. This guy, though, the paint is really, really nice on this guy. Like, if I didn't know, I would think this guy was, like, an official Masters of the Universe character. In fact, when I was a kid, I did. I thought this guy was some obscure Masters of the Universe character. And there's so many characters in there, I kind of figured, like, I don't know, maybe he came with a vehicle or something, or... I don't know. But yeah, he's really cool. I love this guy. He was one of my favorite toys as a kid, and I love that I held on to him this long. A lot of my old toys got given away, thrown away, fell apart, stolen by other kids. Anyway, this guy, very wiggly arm. Oh, and the legs are also very wiggly. They're on ball joints. A lot more movable than this green ninja fella's legs here are. So yeah, love this orange guy. He's awesome. And so last up, we got this wrestler fella, this luchador here. And interestingly, I think it's the same body sculpt. Yeah, same body sculpt. It's just a little, like, worn out and messy on this guy. Same arms, same loincloth, trunks, whatever. Legs are obviously different. This guy is, like, very crouched down, and this guy's standing straight. And then there's the face, which... I don't know what they were going for. I mean, I know Luchador, but I don't know what specific Luchador. I don't know if he's based on any particular, like, specific Luchador wrestler or anything. Oh, and one of the really weird things with this guy is he has a hole in his arm. That's a hole in his arm. I don't know what happened here. What is that? How'd that happen? That is really weird. Anyway, paint's chipping off his head there. This guy was clearly, like, a well-loved toy, I think. Or, at the very least, not a well-treated toy, maybe. I don't know. I found him at a flea market in a box of, like, a bunch of little McDonald's toys and stuff, actually. So, yeah, I don't really know what his origin is. I don't know where they bought him. There's no company names anywhere on him. It doesn't even say made in China anywhere. So I don't know what the story is with this guy. So yeah, there's all the kind of sort of He-Man, not He-Man toys I have. I really wish I could find more, but unfortunately, like, there's just no more yard sales. There's, like, when I I'm all tongue-tied. The few times I am able to get to the flea market, I don't find them anywhere. Oh wait, I do have one more here. Let's see, late into He-Man's run in the 80s, they had these little eggs that folded out into characters. They're called Meteorbs. So here we got Tuskor the Mammoth, and his body parts all fold in. And then got his tail there. There. And now he's an egg. I don't really get the idea. I think Mattel just really liked the idea of transforming figures or characters that fold in on themselves, kind of like the Rock Lords. But yeah, very weird idea. So this is based on a specific Meteorb, Tuskor. That was an actual character. I don't know if he was actually this black. I think he might have been kind of brown. I don't know. The really interesting story with this guy, I found him, let's see, I think it was 2000 or 1999. I don't remember exactly. It was after Digimon came out. Why is that important? Well, the box this guy came in was a Digimon ripoff box. Yeah, the front of it said, like, Power Egg or something, or it might have said Digi-Egg even, I don't know. But it was like a Digimon-style box. Any text on the box was in the Digimon logo font, and yeah, that was so bizarre. I remember seeing that. Let's see, back in 4th grade, we took a field trip somewhere, we went to the gift shop, and that's where I found this guy. I don't know how long he was sitting there, but considering the box, I assume it must have, like, been pretty recent. Like, I don't think this was an 80s thing. Also, there's no company logos anywhere. I look inside, one side of the egg says China, the other says nothing. There's no Mattel, no anything. I don't know what company made this, so I'm assuming they, like, got the mold somehow to Tuskor here. One of my friends, they got one of these too, and it was a different animal. I don't know what it was. All I remember is that it was white. I don't know which of the Meteorbs was white. I think it was maybe a bird or something, but I don't remember for sure. I'll have to look up later, see if there were white Meteorbs that, like, if there were, then, okay, that's probably what that ripped off. If not, though, then, yeah, I guess maybe there were also some original figures in this, bootleg line here. So, yeah, there's all the, He-Man, not He-Mans I have. Pretty sure. I don't think there's any... I think that was it. Pretty sure. I have some Thundercats figures, but I didn't count them. Also Brave Star, because those are significantly different from Master of the Universe. I just wanted to go over the ones that are, like, this specific style. This muscular body, the crouched legs, the arms, yeah, the closed hand, open hand figures. So, yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.